Dr. Azizunissa is an accomplished scholar in the field of law and human rights, holds a PhD in human rights awarded in 2019 from the Department of Law at Dr. Ambedkar College of Law, Andhra University, under the guidance of Professor Anna Subramaniam, with a diverse educational background including an LLM from Andhra Pradesh University, an LLM from ACA College, journalism and mass communication from Acharya Nagarjuna University. Dr. Azizunissa brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to the table. Currently serving as an assistant professor of law and a research supervisor to 7 scholars at Wales University, Pallavaram, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Dr. Azizunissa has also contributed significantly to academia through various roles, including assistant professor positions at Nissa has also contributed significantly to academia through various roles, including assistant professor positions at MRVRGR Law College and Andhra Christian College of Law. Notably, Dr. Azizunissa has authored the book titled The Right to Development in India, an analysis of national and international laws, published by Lambert Academia Publishing in Germany 2022. In addition to academia pursuits, Dr. Azizunissa has been actively engaged as a guest speaker at events such as Muslim Ilekya Vedika in Andhra Pradesh, International Human Rights Day celebrations at SVU, Andhra Pradesh. Furthermore, Dr. Azizunissa has contributed articles to numerous universities, magazines, and journals and has presented papers at various international and national conferences and seminars, showcasing a commitment to advancing knowledge and promoting discourse in the field of law and human rights. So let's welcome our guest for today. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, on the occasion of World Social Justice Day, we have our honored guest, Dr. Azizunissa, with us for a very special interview. So thank you, ma'am, for joining us. And yeah.
Thank you. First of all, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu for a wonderful session you have invited me. I try my best to wherever you want the information on this human rights perspective or social justice. And this is a wonderful session going to be had. Thank you. First thing.
Thank you, ma'am. So we'll dive into the questions directly. So the first question is so you are a distinguished human rights advocate. How do you perceive the role of social justice in today's global context, particularly within the framework of human rights?
So when we are talking about social justice, it is very necessary to understand what is social justice first in that purview, in human rights purview. So this social justice will actually promote human rights. So how it will promote human rights? By protecting and promoting the human rights, and that is one kind of respect it was given. It is everyone's respect it was promoting. So that is social justice. And you know that this there are human, if we go into the deep dive, there is a Universal Declaration of Human Rights and all. Very first article speaks about right to equality, whereas in our constitution also it is Article 14. So the social justice concept itself has been a base of justice, equity, and good conscience. So just equity and good conscience means everyone have an equal opportunity, whether social, economical, and political. So this social justice will be acquired basing on this phenomena only. Until and unless we have a determination to achieve it, we cannot acquire social justice. Social justice itself is a right to equality.
That's absolutely true, ma'am. Thank you for explaining it to our audience. Moving on to the next one, you have a wonderful CV. So diving into the particulars of your work, being the national convener of Nari Samman and Child Welfare Organization and your involvement in HR of Andhra Pradesh, can you shed light on initiatives that address social justice issues related to women and children and how their efforts contribute to creating a just society?
So when you ask question regarding my organization, it's a wonderful thing. First, I have to appreciate because being a woman, as you know, our constitution, there is to the people, for the people, and by the people. Yes. And my organization also has started on the theme to the women, for the women, and by the women. Absolutely. So thing is, women empowerment is very important to enrich any social justice because women is the backbone of any family institution. So empowerment is not only in the matters of education, but political empowerment is more important. So throughout our era, if you see, many politicians are there who have, like Mrs. Indira Gandhi and all, they have uplift all the communities and they have made India to be proud. So like this, when there is through our organization, we are focusing on empowering the women on skill development and education, adult education, and children welfare, like making awareness, like eradication of the labor, like that child labor and all. And we are focusing legal awareness camps, basically because not having a potential knowledge about if any scenario of any issue has arisen, they don't know where to go. So many women commit suicide along with their children regarding the DVC harassment cases and all. Being an advocate, and I know very well how the women will go through the trauma. So to avoid as much as we can as a responsible citizen and responsible human being, so we are trying our hard in all these aspects to empower women and children. That is the first thing we are focusing.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing, the work that your organization is doing. So thank you for the work. So moving on to the third question. In your extensive career, you have been a guest speaker at various events, and you have an experience of variety of audiences. So how do you believe platforms like Muslim Ilakya Vedika and International Human Rights Day celebrations contribute to raising awareness about social justice issues?
So when we speak about Muslim Aikya Vedika, which is has in Andhra Pradesh, it was started. It is a wonderful initiative through our Muslims community that to empower all the scenarios, that is all communities in our Muslims established, because see there is very least representation in politics. So if you want to be heard, it is necessary to be elected as one of the legislator, an MP or MLA, then only we can raise our voice and we can express our concern towards what all the we can say repercussions with of our community. So this Muslim Aikya Vedika is helping a lot to line up those issues and to maintain brotherhood and to solve the problems within the community, and as well as in all of the areas where our Muslims has been very marginalized. So this Aikya Vedika is a wonderful thing, which initiative is I have to appreciate that one. And regarding this human rights, international human rights and laws, to celebrate human rights, yes, it is given importance that we have a one kind of recognition that we are humans. It is necessary. Then only we can have the concern about what is happening around the world. To celebrate, it is in self, it is we are celebrating ourselves.
Yes.
So that is one of the things where we have to be, it's wonderful experience.
Yes, it's absolutely, I think, important. Though we say that we are educated and we have a lot of things, such awareness is important in day-to-day life.
See, even though you are educated, even though you are highly professional, I mean, very successful a businessman, whatever it is, until and unless you cannot represent yourself wherever it is,
Yes.
you cannot be heard.
Yes.
So it is a right to be heard.
Yes.
So then it is your duty. First, it is to recognize our rights. We have our duties to found what it is there. That is also a human right.
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. Thank you for that. And fourth one, it is particular to your book, The Right to Development in India, an analysis of national and international laws. The book delves into a crucial aspect of justice. So, how does the concept of development intersect with social justice, and what implications does it have for marginal community, and what impacts do you think it has on these policymakers as well?
The answer is there in my book itself. That is right to development. So that is development is not any one point there you can stuck upon. Has to be a sustainable change from generations together and future more generations we have. So that means development is our right. So here, when you see regarding this marginalized people and all, yes, absolutely, certain minorities are being marginalized in all the aspects, whether it is education or getting opportunities. There are no such. It has been under a margin still. So if you want to achieve it, first, instead of depending on any other, let us empower yourself. So first of all, see, I have throughout my book, I have find regarding education, regard most of the people, or it's minorities, especially they want to send a school. They don't want to allow the children to study. So education or knowledge is the thing where allows the human being to develop. So right to development lies in the knowledge. So when you are empower yourself through knowledge, then only right to development can sustain. Then it can be taken to their strengths. So another analysis of national, international, so many laws according to UDHR, the constitution and all there, which if you understand the perception, the concept, then only we can have our development go ahead. And furthermore, we can take to our development, to our future generations. It is necessary. Actually, if we discuss, it is a very vast topic. So I want to cut short in one thing. Right to development is our right.
Absolutely, ma'am. I agree with you, and thank you for putting out your thoughts in a book, which I think a lot of people should read. So, moving on, you've worked as an assistant professor in different law colleges. So, how do you integrate the principles of social justice into your teaching, and what advice do you give to your students regarding their role in fostering a just society?
Again, my answer is in your question. So students, being, I'm very fortunate for a law to be a law teacher, because all other you can say all other professions remain to themselves, but in a law, the profession which revolves around all, and everyone has to revolve, because all above all is law. No one is above the law.
Yes.
Right? That point, if you understand, so knowing law itself is a right to development. And again, this thing, how we have to shed this, means being a law potential person, law fraternity, or a students, we will address basically social justice concept. That means you have to strive hard for what you believe. Law itself is, you are encouraging a person to be a lawyer, but to fight against the whatever the uh, evils are there in the society. So I think recently Justice Chandru's movie,
Yes,
I think you
yes,
have said
yes.
Jai Bhim.
Yes.
So how impressive it is there,
Yes.
how he came to establish that justice means because of knowing the law. So like that, we encourage our students, first of all, being a law student or being a lawyer, you have to stand for the right, whatever it is. So that if you understand the concept, because law itself is a, as if I earlier said, is a based on justice, equity, and good conscience. You have to listen to your heart.
Yes.
So then only, that's, if you have a social justice in your mind, that means you are having already social, economical, political, everything is there in your mind. It is a generation's rights. So you have to empower yourself and you have to empower the society. It is your, being a law fraternity is your duty. That's what we teach in our students, that law is one kind of divine power. It's not an education. So that's why you used to. You are representing some new thing. You're representing others. That is your divine duty.
Yes, yes, absolutely. That's wonderful to know that the future lawyers are in good teachers' hands.
Thank you.
So, moving on to the sixth question. Given your multilingual proficiency, how does language play a role in addressing social justice issues, especially in a diverse and multicultural country like India?
See, now I'm. If I speak in a different language which you don't understand, whether you can understand what is the concept behind it?
Absolutely.
No. So that means language speaks the heart and mind. So what is there in your mind, in your heart? First, it is a way of communication, wonderful communication. So there are different languages available. So when you learn these multi languages, you know that in minorities also, if you take multilingual languages, there are two kinds of minorities, as you know, that is based on the population and based on language. So here, when oneself, for example, if you have developed your culture based on your language and your ethnical culture, then only if you respect, then only you can understand, you can communicate yourself better to understand knowledge. See, if you, during the British era, so freedom fighters, they have used this language, their understanding, their culture, and all to represent the movement of freedom, social freedom, that is against the British. So there it reaches to hearts. So language always play a crucial role. Like in our Quran also it was said, you have to learn. Allah has created different languages. When you understand Quran within the meaning of the what is that, Arabic, then only you will understand what is there in commands. It is there. If you understand whatever the language is, it will reach us. Language help you to reach to mind, to reach to heart. It will help you to empower yourself.
That's absolutely right. So, moving on to the seventh question of our day. Your role as a mentor national conveyor involves child welfare. How do you see the intersection between child's rights and the broader spectrum of social justice?
See, as our Pandit Nehru sir said, our future lies within the child. They are future generations. So child welfare only will give a social justice system in our whole of the, wherever it is there. See, child welfare is not only lies in the only having education. Child have very different repercussions like physical, mental health, everything will affect. So now you know that if you, to be honest, the diverse cases, etc., they will help. So the most impact will be on the child welfare only. So they can't understand what's going on, because the couple can be divided, but the parents, they should not, because they have their bound duty to take care of the child, because they are our future generations. So welfare of the child always lies within the welfare of the family. So sustainable development also, the backbone of our system is also family. So better to adjust on at least to our future, for the sake of the future generations, as our parents has did. So social justice is also again to encourage the children to study and to encourage for their political career, even if they are grown up, and to encourage their for education, and again their importance of their how to behave in the society and all that lies. So we have to teach. It is every duty, not only about the teachers. We simply, the parents will send to people, students, children to school, and they think that the duty is get rid of. But in the home, it is their duty to make him a wonderful human being. Always duty lies with the parents, and as usual the teachers, everyone. The society plays a crucial role for upbringing of the child. So here, to the end, I want to say, we are trying our hard through our national NGO, that child welfare, to, yes, as if I earlier said, that to eradicate, on to focus on educate regarding the, not to for as a labor and all, to educate and to have empower within themselves. This is we are doing through our organization, and it's a wonderful duty we are going to do.
True that, it's all like a whole, and it's not
Yes, not only the child welfare lies in education. That's what I want to tell.
Yes, absolutely.
It comes to a full package.
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am. So lastly, this will be our last question, sadly. But yeah, moving on to the question. Lastly, considering the World Day of Social Justice, what message would you like to convey to individuals, institutions, and policymakers to encourage collective efforts towards a more socially just world?
Again, my answer is there in your question: collective effort. Empowerment or development would not lies in only in a single effort. It is a collective effort, because it's social justice means, social means what? If it is empowering, it means a companionship, togetherness, living in the society with others, to adjust, to understand, to respect others and all. That's how the family will start. That's how the society will start. So here, the social justice will also has to give a space as to promote, to, you can say that, to uplift and to support each other. That's how we can empower ourselves. Only empowering within ourselves. That is, stand and, like our Swami Vivekananda already says, stand and die on your own strength. And to support others. That's there our social justice will lie always. We should not rely upon others always, or on the government or any other institutions to help us. First, you have to see what is the power is within you, as our Swami Vivekananda said. First, you recognize your power, then support others. That's how the integration will be formed. Unity is another strength, so that way our right to development will lie on.
Absolutely wonderful answer. Thank you for your answers, ma'am. And thank you to all who have reached till here watching it. I hope you had a wonderful session with her. You can also check her work later on. And it is very important that we acknowledge all of these and think of all of these questions. And thank you for your work. Because of people like you, our society gets to live in a better place. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jazakallah khair. It's my duty as a citizen and as a human being.